Hello, welcome to a Work in Progress Movie Podcast. This is your host, Isaiah, and today I am joined by Brian, Gary, and Josh. If you want to go ahead and say hi.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
It's your boys.
Yeah, we got a full squad today. I'm happy.
Squad.
Yeah.
So today we're actually going to be talking about A Knight's Tale. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and catch up with everybody. How's everyone been doing? What have y'all been up to recently? Don't all go at once.
And big time stuck with work. We got a lot of movements going on at the San Antonio Zoo. Gearing up for the weekend. We're going to have a drive-through, so that's pretty interesting.
Oh, that's exciting.
The new modern
I bet the
drive-through
animals
zoo.
love that.
Not when the people come in Ferraris.
They're probably all loud and everything. Oh, the people with the big ass
Yeah.
trucks.
Yeah, I can imagine the people in the huge trucks with smokestacks just hitting their like foghorn just for fun.
We actually turned two of those down, and even a jacked up Jeep that was looked like a transformer.
What?
Wow.
It was just too big for, they had what do you call it? All-terrain tires that were just massive, so
Mm-hmm.
it was too narrow for them.
You just didn't understand. It was more than meets the eye, so
What about you, Josh? What have you been up to?
Nothing much, just been working. Still trying to figure out a good time to go to wrestling school and everything, because trying to get my schedule switched to be able to go attend school. But they are back up and open, so hopefully I can get back into training soon.
Oh,
Nice.
Gary, what about you?
wait, so you have been training or you haven't been?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I have not been training. I mean, I've been training,
So you never
but
went.
I haven't gone yet.
He got
No.
turned down.
Oh, okay.
He got turned down just like the Spurs did from the playoffs.
Hey,
Hey,
it's
hey,
so fresh.
hey.
It's so fresh.
Hey, that's too soon. For those that
Too
are listening,
soon.
they just lost like 3 hours ago, and they were eliminated like 4 hours ago. But it's okay. We got a bright
Aw.
future. Full disclaimer goes first. Go. We sponsor them on this channel.
We don't sponsor.
It still hurts. It's fresh.
Yeah, it's okay. They're just cooler than Isaiah.
Hey, I'm just I'm expecting the pictures of you in the heels. So
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that will be happening in January. We discussed this. I will be going to get a romper at some point here in the next little bit, and I'll be getting a heels.
and we will
Oh.
be posting that picture on the podcast Instagram. Just letting y'all know.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Smash the like button.
What about you, Gary?
I'm going to Port A tomorrow for like 3 days.
Oh, are you gonna be on the beach or are you staying at a hotel?
I'm staying at a condo that's walking distance from the beach. Like we have like
Nice.
a private area, I guess.
Oh, fancy.
Living that
Look at
rich
you.
life. Yeah, my dad and his wife are already down there, so it's just Maddie and I, and then my sister and her husband, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, that's exciting.
Sounds like fun.
So yeah, it's cool. It'll be cool. We just have to I'm doing this, although I probably should not be doing this and packing instead because we still have a lot to do. But whatever.
Well, thank you for taking the time to come and do this.
For the kids.
Appreciate it.
You have like one
He's
pair of
important.
shoe and like 2 pairs of pants. You're fine.
My
Gary.
clothes are packed, but it's like we're packing groceries and we're packing stuff to do at the beach, books, all that junk.
Okay.
Books at the beach. Okay.
You get your shovel so you can make a sandcastle and all that.
Yeah, actually, I did.
Nice.
2 buckets, 2 shovels.
Yeah, that's
He's
the way
ready.
to go.
Nice.
No matter what age
Yeah.
you are, sandcastles are always fun.
And Maddie's never been buried in the sand before,
This is true.
so I'm going to make her a big boobied mermaid.
I
Money
did not
doesn't come
enjoy
back.
it the one time I was buried, so I don't know how she's
I
gonna
love
feel.
it. It's so fun.
I don't like it. No, yeah. So for me, pretty much the only fun thing that happened yesterday was I got into a car accident.
Yeah.
Hey.
My car,
Okay, like a champ.
Aw.
my
Hashtag
car.
drunk driving.
I was not drunk driving. So it was like 5 minutes after work. There's no way I was drinking. No, yeah. I was just stopped at a freaking stop. I was like stopped at an exit, just waiting to leave, and this car just turned right into me and just like face to face, just smacked me.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I knew that was you,
Oh,
Josh.
I was confused. So they went into you to turn into the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, and they hit me.
Oh, okay.
Like I was at my right lane, like waiting to leave Pizza Hut. This guy turns into my right lane, just full speed, and
Dang.
slams into me.
Gotta
Like
get that
just
He must
knows.
have been taking one quick turn. I don't know.
He took a quick and wide turn. Like he just turned
Dang.
right into me. like
So he
face
was
By
at
the
first.
looks of it, yeah. By the looks of the
Oh
picture,
yeah,
I'm
he admitted
like,
he admitted that he was at fault too. So that's gonna be
good.
taken care of.
Oh yeah. Who else?
Yeah, I was like,
It's like
my car didn't magically drive into yours. All stopped. So
Well, I was surprised that there wasn't more damage to his car. I mean,
Yeah, that was bullshit.
He got like a little dent, a scuff,
yeah,
compared to
and
your
I'm like, what the
car.
hell?
yeah. Compared to my
Yeah.
car, he literally got a dent at the bottom, and my car is just destroyed on the front.
What does he like driving a truck or what?
It was
Or-
SUV,
Oh, okay. That
but I
makes
think
it
because
worse.
maybe like the hill that I was on, that it just drove like over it a little bit and pushed everything in.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, so my car
Do you
got
want to
destroyed.
do you want to do a shout out to that guy's like car company, like their build quality?
Dude, I don't even know what kind of car it was. I do not remember. But Ford, can you work on your cars, please? No,
Little
yeah.
bit
So I
stronger
just,
front
I
end.
mean, I came
There
out
goes
with
the sponsorship.
there's I came up with a bunch of hits and stuff. Like I have a big old scratch on my arm from the airbag ripping my steering wheel open. And then of course my wrist got jacked up. Both my knees took a hit. So and I have like bruises all over my chest. So that's fun.
Oy.
Yeah,
Naked
but
pig.
no, nope. So yeah, but besides that, everything else is good. I'll be dealing with that for a little bit. But
If you want to see pictures, don't forget to like, comment,
Shut up,
If you want to sign up for our Patreon to get exclusive Isaiah naked pictures.
and
We'll
that's
pay
getting
you.
that's getting cut out. You say we'll pay you. Anyways, so yeah, like I mentioned right before, we are here to talk about A Knight's Tale. Believe this movie came out 2001, if I am correct.
Yes,
Space
sir.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
2001.
2001. And this movie stars Heath Ledger, Alan Tudyk, and I do not remember Robert Baratheon's name in this movie.
Robert Baratheon.
That's all I know of as. And Fred Flintstone from Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh, the Mark Addy.
Is that how you say his name? Okay.
Yeah, Mark Addy.
As Roland.
Oh yeah, Mark Addy. Yeah, Roland,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
also Paul Bettany. I always forget that that's him. He just looks so different in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a movie that we decided to do last week. We were just going through my library and it's like, oh, this one looks like fun, so let's do it. And let's get started.
All right.
All right. So
Say it like in a night tale, like a medieval accent.
Huh? No, I don't think I have that kind of accent here. Any of y'all?
I can do it for like 2 seconds, but then I'll screw it up.
All right, let's go for those 2 seconds. Let's go.
Where art thou, squire?
I'm sorry. What?
Where art thou?
You're reading like a. You're reading from like Romeo
like
and
a
Juliet or
Shakespeare.
something.
Like a
You
Shakespearean
sound like
play.
a really sensitive young boy. Where art thou, squire?
He is definitely going back to like when he was reading Romeo and Juliet in class.
Those were good
He has
times.
the book right in front of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out, Mr. Chavez.
I could give you it. I couldn't give you like an accent, but I learned the first 15 lines of Geoffrey Chaucer's general prologue, which is where this is from. At least the name of the movie is from the general prologue.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, all 15? All right, let me spit 15 real
Come on.
quick. I'll give you the first line. This is how it goes. This is how people spoke English in like the 1500s. Okay, ready?
Go for it.
Juan that April with the sure sota, the troop of March had pierced to the rota. There you go.
All right. Cool.
Oh wow.
Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at
Are
all.
legit.
Yeah, I had to memorize that for a college course.
That's
so sorry.
awesome.
That was fun.
All right. So pretty much, Heath Ledger, he plays a character named William Thatcher, I believe is his last name. I don't know the rest of the last names, but we have Mark Addy playing Roland and Alan Tudyk playing Watt, and those are just like his best friends. They were pretty much all working under one master named Ulrich von Lichtenstein. I don't know how to say that last name.
Liechtenstein.
On
Liechtenstein.
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 So it pretty much opens up with Ulrich being dead. Like they're just like checking on that body, and you can tell like it smells pretty bad because they have the little tissues up their noses.
Got that COVID mask.
Sure. The best part is like when they know he's dead, and then Watt comes in. He's like all pissed off and starts kicking the guys. Like, you're not dead.
He sleeps terrible. He sleeps long. Thinking he's dead the whole time.
Pretty much. So yeah, they decide William decides to take his armor, even though he's not royalty. He's not supposed to be doing this at all. This is pretty much this is breaking a law, whatever they called it back in the day. But this is definitely a punishable offense. So he takes over. He's pretending to be Ulrich. He wins the first tournament after getting his face smashed in. Because he didn't even need to hit the guy, right? He just needed to survive the round. Because he didn't hit him.
Yeah, he just needed to stay on his horse.
Okay.
Regardless.
Because he was already up like 3-0. So.
Yeah. But man, he took one to the jugular that was very close to probably blinding him.
It looked a beating.
That was, dude, the mat, like after he got hit, his face mask like not being able to come off. It was pretty funny. He's like looking around like, what?
And I do have to say real quick, I knew this movie was gonna catch me in the first 5 seconds after I heard "We Will Rock You." I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be fully invested in this movie.
Dude.
Yeah,
that's all I needed.
It was an awesome intro. Yeah, for sure.
It's funny because like they're just like they're doing the usual slamming and everything that they do for the beat, and then you just hear the "We Will Rock You" in the background just playing for it. The music in it's like it's just funny because it's an old medieval kind of tale, but it's like rock.
Modern.
It's all modern rock at this time. Oh, maybe not modern, but it's rock. Yeah. It's popular rock Classic. At this time. This is like pop culture kind of rock.
It doesn't go with the movie at all, but it's fun.
They even got some David Bowie in there too.
Oh yeah, David Bowie.
Yeah, so.
Bowie.
Is that how he speaks?
In my head, he does. David Bowie.
He sounds like E.T. David Bowie.
So pretty much after he wins this tournament, they're splitting their money, and they're just agreeing. Well, two of them are agreeing to go on their way. I know that Roland just wants to go back home to England. Watt just wants to go to a pub, but William has other plans, and he says pretty much like we can be living like kings or whatever if they continue to do what they were doing. They can have more than what they have now. They first disagree at first. The best part was when he said, y'all can take the money if y'all can take it out of my hands. And then he's like ready to fight them, and they're just standing there, and then he's just like, see, no, money doesn't matter. And then they go right at him. Then they go and tackle him.
Jump him.
They jump him, and then they bite his hand and everything. And he's like, you see how hungry I am.
That guy, he's like forever hungry throughout the whole movie.
Oh yeah, he's always starving, dude.
Watt, that's his name.
Yes, Watt. So on the way over, that's where they run into what is his name? What is Paul
Jeffrey
Bettany's?
Chaucer.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey
Yes,
Chaucer.
Jeffrey
Okay.
Chaucer.
All right.
I'm not sure. I'm still not sure if he is the actual Jeffrey Chaucer or he's just pretending to be.
That's the writer, right? Like the popular writer back in the
That's
day.
like Canterbury Tales, dude.
Yeah, so I think his character is supposed to be
That's
that
where I
guy.
remember it from.
He is supposed to be him.
Yeah, I want to say that is who he's supposed to be. Like they just added him into history. Yeah, because I remember the Canterbury Tales and everything. So I was trying to remember how to say his name.
I thought the name looked familiar.
How dare you?
Yeah, we only read it in class for like 2 weeks.
So full disclosure, most of the books in high school, I cliff notes the hell out of every book, most of them, and I passed.
I only did that for Wuthering Heights and Scarlet A. Or Scarlet Letter, sorry.
Scarlet
A is a whole other movie.
Scarlet A. In theater soon. But no, Wuthering Heights was another one I was intrigued, but then just towards the end I was like,
No, dude, I hated that one.
yeah.
Snorefest.
So yeah, they meet him. He's walking naked. Apparently, he lost all his money to a gambling issue that he didn't tell them that before. Until they get
And he's
to
naked.
yeah. I just said that, but okay.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted.
You were distracted by his butt cheeks.
By
I
his
know.
nakedness.
By his firm, skinny, naked cheeks.
If you want to see the nakedness, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So yeah, he goes to this tournament and he. Ooh, does he meet? He does meet the girl, right? As he's riding his horse.
He goes. No.
Oh yes, he's on the tournament grounds and he's roaming around. He's got some free time and he's riding his horse around.
Okay, so he meets the girl after his first win of the joust.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's a sloppy win. No, he got better. So yeah, he wins his first jousting. That's when they find out that his buddy got caught because he has a serious gambling issue. He was naked again. They pretty much tell him if he doesn't, again. They pretty much tell him if he doesn't pay up, they're gonna start taking his skin off of him, which he has a little bit off, right, on his shoulder.
I don't know.
He has like a hole in his shoulder, like right up here, and it's like they carved it out.
Oh, I did not.
Don't remember that part.
Yeah, so the part where they're saying like we'll take it out of his skin, the guy that's holding the staff, he like points at the hole in his skin because they did take some off. He tells him flat out, he's like, I don't have the money, but release him and you will get it. Which pretty much now that guy owes him his life. And that's when we get the awesome intro.
Yes.
His
the
very
first intro.
his poetic intro after he did the sword fight and won.
Like what, 3 or 4 minutes worth of an intro?
Yeah,
Yes.
his intros are very interesting. Which we'll
He's
get
a
it.
great, but he delivers good though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like how nobody was reacting to it until Mark Rodriguez was like,
and then everyone starts cheering. It's because like the choice of words he said, something like that. Like we're all graced to be in his presence. Everyone's like, "Excuse you."
Did you look up the background on that, on why it was like totally silent?
No.
That was totally real. Like that entire take was totally real. I was trying to look at it right now, but apparently wherever they filmed, the people in the audience did not speak English. Like that was not their first language at all.
Okay.
It was a real reaction. And then he just adds the yeah, and then it gets people to understand they're supposed to be cheering to the scene.
Okay.
So that was totally real.
Okay, so I didn't catch on to that.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny then. That makes it even
That
better.
worked out so good though.
He just
That
went
worked
with
out
it.
so good.
That just makes it so much better. So what? He just improv that or what?
He just improv it. Yeah, he just added it.
All right, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
those are the best scenes though. This,
Yeah.
So after that fight, that's when we lead to him running into the girl that he follows into the church that he's
He
not
runs
supposed
into
to
the
be.
futuristic nun.
Mm-hmm.
Her outfit is crazy.
Dude, her like star head or hat or whatever.
Yeah.
Her outfits remind me of like Princess Amidala. I don't know why, but it's just like
Yes.
changes and it gets even more like exotic and stuff like that.
I don't know where else she's from, but I've seen her in 30 Days and 30 Nights. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, that's
she's
where I recognize her
She's
from.
the main girl, right,
Wait.
in that movie?
Yeah,
With
she's
Johnny
also the love interest.
Yeah.
She just plays a very good love interest.
Yeah.
She has a niche.
Yeah. So after that, he's riding into the church with the horse. The irony, this guy saw Spotlight earlier, so churches are a little not so good right now. Why'd you look at me like that, Gary?
I saw that movie too.
I love that movie, but so yeah, like he walks up, he asks, he was like, "Oh, pretty whatever." He said something in the words. She's just like, "Do you care about?" Oh no, he wanted her to speak. She says that most men don't want her to speak; they just want her to do whatever. And then that's when she said like, would you care if I was pretty? He said yes, would you care if I was
no.
ugly? Yeah, she's like, would you care if I was ugly? He's like, yes. He's like, oh no.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
He was like, "Wait, no, that's not what I said."
that's not what you wanted to hear. Dude, the funny part is like when he's like trying to talk to her and asking for her name, and then like the priest is like all the priests are like pushing him out, and then she's just like, "You could just call me a foxy." He's like, "Okay, my foxy lady."
My foxy lady.
Then I fucks you all, my foxy lady.
Foxy lady.
Which is funny though too, because he doesn't realize that he rides into a church all nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when you're so in love is blind. You just are blinded by the power of love.
He was stargazing.
Oh yeah.
You're stargazing
Mm-hmm.
because her hat.
All right, so at this point, William goes back to jousting. He sees his foxy lady sitting there, and he tries to ask for her name once again. And I honestly do not remember what she said here.
He said, "My name's Foxy."
I think she said something like, "You
when
persist."
She's getting hit on, right?
She's getting hit on by. Oh, so
by our enemy.
so this introduces Count Adamar. Adamar.
Avenger.
Yeah,
Count.
Adamar. Played by Rufus Sewell. Sulul. So yeah, he's Adamar is trying to talk to our foxy lady. We don't know the name yet. And then Oric William goes up to her and pretty much tries to ask her for her name. She says, "You persist," and then that's when Adamar, who's a dickhead, just completely just
Puts his
insults.
2 cents
He just insults
Blacks
him.
him.
I won't even call that really a cockblock. He's just straight up just being insulting, just trying to be a
he makes fun
dickhead.
of his armor.
Yeah, he makes fun of his armor, says that his grandfather, whatever, can finally come out with his own. Which it clearly pulls a string because you see William's face and then he's like rides off like really pissed off.
Yeah, because he says something like, "Oh, how quaint of you to joust in an antique."
Mm-hmm.
So he's just throwing heat at him left and right.
I can't believe he
right
has
off,
no comeback,
from that
though.
first meeting.
It's just no comeback. He's just, I'm embarrassed. Bye.
Yeah, so pretty much during
I
this,
feel bad for him.
yeah. So pretty much during this scene, William faces off against Corvell, is what his name is at that time or something like that. Corval. I'm trying to go before he's revealed who he really is. It's something with a C. I think it's
Sir
Sir
Corville.
Thomas
Corsair?
Colville.
Colville. Okay.
Colville. Sir
Tom.
Thomas Colville. But he's actually
Mm-hmm.
the Black Prince of Wales.
Yes. So we don't. So we just know him as Colville at this moment. He faces him. This is where they're talking about. This is where Adamar's pretty much sizing him up. He's sizing up both the characters. He talks about how Colville has great technique, but Oric at this moment he's very fearless, pretty much because he stays how when most knights hit each other, they usually pick up their chin because in case any splitters come into their little eyes, the little eye vision, whatever it's called, visors. But Oric keeps his eyes on the target, which leads to the foxy lady. I don't want to say her name yet because I want to wait till that scene later.
Just call her the Foxy Lady
for
the
sure.
The foxy lady pretty much tells him how she's like he keeps his eyes on the prize like a true hunter, which clearly
Stirs up the interest into him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes Adamar even more like, what the hell?
Follow move.
So after that, we see that Colville announces that he's going to withdraw, but he wants to finish their turn. So they both go at each other slowly. They both raise their lances up as a draw, and that gives Oric the win to that round. Then he faces Adamar, right after.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then that first hit, I believe he takes it hard. They both hit each other. He takes it hard. They give him Roland gives his buddy a hint, like maybe a best way to kind of go at this next round, which is like, tilt your shoulder back and hit him. Which he does.
Is that when he has a flashback though, as a kid? Or is that later?
It's right here. But so
yeah, it's right after that second.
Because they do a total of three rounds that we see. The first one is where they both hit each other. The second one is when Oric tries that routine or that little slick where he just puts his shoulder back so the spear pretty much misses him, and then he smacks him. I was gonna say slaps him. He pretty much gets him, and that like puts Adamar like on a rampage or whatever because he is pissed because he missed. Like he didn't even hit him at all.
And he looks up at his lance and he's like, it's still like intact.
Yeah.
He's like, no way.
Yeah,
amazed because this guy is like pretty good.
Yeah, so it pretty much leads to the one where Adamar flat out like this last third round, Adamar goes full in and hits him right in the face. Like his helmet flies off and everything. That's where he has his flashback about as he's a kid. He's a little boy. His father's calling out to him because all the knights are coming into I believe they're in London at this moment. Or is it England?
London, England.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. I was like, I don't know if it was a specific town yet or a specific
I don't
city. I think it was London.
Yeah.
So I think that's his hometown, like where his
Yes.
home is. So they were in London. Yeah, slowly. They were in London looking at the knights, and that's when William has a little kid says, "One day I'll be a knight," and that's when the guy who has no business talking says, "Might as well change the stars," and that's when he asks his father, "Can a man change his stars?" And that becomes
Of course, William.
Yep.
Just follow
I
your
like that.
feet.
If you have you can take it and follow your feet back home, something like
Follow your feet.
that. Pretty much, just it's kind of like the whole, I guess what is it, the motto of the movie at this point? Is that specific line, or you can change your stars?
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
that was pretty cool. I mean, he was just
I really
he
do like the
wanted
way he
better for
used
him.
it. Yeah,
yeah. It was real. Like you felt that.
he's giving his son hope that he's going to be more than just
As long as you
Thatcher
kill a
son.
man, you can steal anyone's identity.
Well, he didn't kill him. That guy killed himself.
Good lesson, boys and girls.
Pretty much. So yeah, that's when he gets put back into reality. He's practically knocked out. The guy goes up there, taunts him again, and
You have been
then
weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found weighted.
yeah, that's when they're getting presented the prizes. Where Ulrich got second place, Adamar got first, and he says the next time that he meets him, he'll be facing him at the back with his back to the ground or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically.
Next time
lying
you
on his
face me,
back.
you will be on the flat of your back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. As much as Adamar sucks, he does have the coolest lance, like the black fist.
The fist,
The
yeah.
black, yeah.
It is cool.
He's about to
Yeah,
punch
dude.
someone.
Yeah, and he has that like bad guy armor and everything. It's like
Yeah.
dark and everything.
Oh, his
I like
armor.
that. He
His
looks
armor
like-
later in the movie is pretty ridiculous. Ridiculous in not a good way. Like, not-
Are we talking about Williams or
I'm talking about Adamar's.
Adamar? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
with his he's got like
With his shoulder
shields
pads?
right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to protect
Dude,
his
that-
face.
That is not like a just like curved shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like two right
Yeah,
here.
that was weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that leads to William being pissed off. One, he is repaying the debt that Paul Bettany's character. I keep forgetting his
Jeffrey
name.
Chaucer.
Jeffrey. I'm
Jeffrey.
just gonna keep calling him Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Jeffrey owed. He paid him back. They paid back the blacksmith that fixed the chess piece that he had messed up in an earlier fight. And she does say that she can make him better armor if they just take her past Paris. And they tell her nope, take her money, go. And then William is trying to leave, but the Foxy Lady's handmaiden, whose name is revealed as Jocelyn.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, so she said, it's like, hey, what are you gonna be wearing to the ball tonight? Because originally they were saying William was fighting with was he fighting with Jeffrey at that moment? Yes, he was fighting with Jeffrey, stating that he's not gonna go, and they were just like, no, yes, and
He's
then
like, please do not speak for me.
yeah,
Don't
it's,
speak
he's
things you do
because
not know.
that's when Jeffrey's just like, oh, I'm sorry, but our guys, I do not speak for something you don't know.
Yes, my lord.
Very well, my lord. I don't know why that line reminded me of from like Shrek when he's just like, pick number 2, my lord.
Yeah.
But it's just the way he said it, like reminded me of that. And then that's when it led to him, Roland trying to, I guess, explain like what he's gonna be wearing. But at the same time, he's looking at the tent behind the girl and just explaining the tent, which is pretty funny because they all see it too. Like, all 3 of the guys like both look at the tent.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
He's like, yeah, it's gonna be. She asked him, "What color is your tunic?"
He's like green with the shade of, well, gray, green. It's like
Gray, green, and wooden toggles.
yeah.
Let's get it.
And
Which is funny though, because while he's saying that though, and meanwhile, like he can't even concentrate because he's like so like in love with her. It's like love at first sight.
yeah. Yeah, so like right after that's where he's just like, oh, this is gonna be a disaster. He's like, no, I think it's gonna come out just nice. And he's like, I don't know how to dance. And then we get the nice little monologue of Jeffrey trying to teach him with Watt and William, and he's like doing the song, and it's just like, Walk
And
can't leave
one
because
It's
and
bad.
two,
walk.
three
Bad.
and four.
Yeah, and he's just like walk can't leave because he leaves or he dances like a girl, whatever.
Like a what?
Like
A girl.
yeah, but the first time he gets punched and then he does it again and he's just like, and you're still getting it wrong. And one and two
And two.
and you can punch me all day because you punched like a what?
A girl.
I love that line. That leads to, I believe her name is Kate, right?
Kate.
The blacksmith?
Yeah, the blacksmith.
Blacksmith, yes, is Kate.
Yeah, so Kate comes over, she sees them all arguing, and she just looks at them like, whoa, what are y'all doing? And then she ends up being the one to teach him how to dance, because Will has to ask nicely after getting in trouble.
You know, I will say, even though there's a Queen song in the beginning of this movie, like there's lots of unrealistic things going on. I don't know why a woman blacksmith really stopped me in this movie. I was like, a woman blacksmith would never happen in this time. There would never be a woman blacksmith. I don't know why that stops me, but Queen in the beginning is totally fine.
That's why they give her such a hard time. They're like, you might
Yeah.
want
They
to
play
try
it
the
off in
Ferris.
the movie.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they're like,
everyone's just like,
she's
"Woman?"
all right. She's not, you might want to try her. She's a woman. Everyone says it like so nonchalantly like that. The other blacksmiths.
Also, I wrote that I forgot what scene it is, but he wears this costume. Heath Ledger's character, he wears this costume for a while. It's like a white T-shirt with his dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I put that Heath Ledger looks like a white college student who listens to a lot of Bob Marley and works on a farm. Because he just looks like ridiculous to me. This dude looks like any college
With his
student who just
beard?
smokes weed all day and listens to Bob Marley. Yeah, with his dreadlocks, like white people with dreadlocks, they're doing hacky sack and other activities.
Yeah, you went off on these
Ultimate
characters.
frisbee.
It's not bad. It's just hilarious. Like he looks comical because people like that exist.
Yeah. All right, so that leads to him learning how to dance. He
That's my
goes.
piece.
He goes to the ball. Him and his Jocelyn are pretty much having a chat until Adamar, who's a dick, just straight up tells him, "Hey, why don't you teach us a dance from your country?"
Yes.
Which he just
dance
tries to
from
embarrass
Kyoto.
him. Yeah. Yes, Kyotolan. So he's just trying to embarrass him, which he does seem to be kind of winning in that little moment until Jocelyn comes and saves him. And then everyone starts dancing with him, and then he is that leaves Ottoman kind of like, oh well, shit, that didn't work, because now everyone just
I
likes him even
know
more.
the satisfaction out of that scene where like he went from having that grin, kind of like Lucius Malfoy, like evil, and like I got one on him.
Yeah.
This is my least favorite scene in the entire movie. I love this movie, but the dancing scene it feels like forever, man.
David Bowie,
Dude, they're
Golden
dancing.
Years.
Just from the beginning to end, it feels like forever. It could be cut by like a couple minutes.
Yeah, so the whole dance took a while. I
Yeah,
will admit
it took
that.
a long time.
It's a good song though.
It's a good song, but
though,
it's
man.
just like the dancing and everything is like, okay, this is definitely not medieval time at all. It started off
You know
that
what?
way.
Too, the dancing before, like, God, I can't believe they danced like that. It was real,
the handshake,
like line
and the
dancing
curtsy.
and.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then from here, where? They
And-
go to Paris?
They're starting. They're on the road on the tournament. So yeah.
Oh, yes, because this is the one where Adamon's about to go, and then they know who it is. They know it's Prince Edward.
Yes.
Okay.
The Black Prince of Wales.
Yes. So Adamon has to resign because of royalty. You don't
War?
want to risk hitting royalty or starting. You don't want to endanger somebody like that.
Yeah, it's
which,
a big no-no.
Which the next time that goes, it is, it's William that goes next, and that's when Jeffrey finds out who it is, and he tries to tell him. He tries to warn him. He's just like, "Hey, this is the prince of this is the future king. Like we can't you can't hit him. Like, you know, this probably start something really bad here.
Yeah, you can't go through with this.
And then the guy just flat, like, William's just like, nope, I'm still going. But I really do like that scene, one with Adamar and with William, because of the prince. Like, you see it in his face when they're withdrawing. He's like, dude, I just want to compete. Like, he wants to do it.
Yeah, you see the
disappointment.
The disappointment. He's like, oh man. But I jump back to the scene we were just talking about. I love that he throws in there. He says, well, yeah, I know it's him, but he willingly puts himself, just like me. You know, he's doing like the same thing.
Yeah, because like before he goes, he's just he's like in disguise to compete, just like I am. And then after that first hit, that's when they say, "Is this like, you know, you just endangered the future king, right?" He's like, he knowingly endangers himself.
I love that.
That line was great. The way he delivered it was perfect. And then the conversation to have after that, where they're giving each other like, you know, like, good job, like, it's not in me to
He's like, you just me.
Yeah, and then he's just like, so have you, Prince Edward? And he's like, and he like takes off his mask, like, you knew me.
I like that actor too. Good actor.
Yeah, he plays a good villain every now and then. But yeah, I like that little exchange that they had together.
It was very respectful. Like, there was a lot of respect towards them too, even from the first appearance when they first went against each other. And
he showed him the mercy.
That's cool. Because he was all banged up. He was hurt, but he wanted to keep that honor. He was like, if you don't mind, he was like, I'm a little banged up right now and I can't finish, but I have never not finished.
Yeah, like, I like the respect that they gave each other, which pays off later.
Cool. A lot of respect.
Yeah, so that pretty much leads Ulrich to win, because Adamar had to withdraw, which he was even more mad for some reason. But yeah, he wanted to beat the best, which he believes is Adamar. And then, of course, Jocelyn comes in at the wrong moment, where after the win, she's trying to ask him, what is he going to wear to the ball? And he says nothing. And then she's like pretty much hinting that she would go naked with him. The best part is just like, are you ever sick of wearing clothes? And then that's when Jeffrey's just like, I think she's mentioning not wearing any.
Taking them off.
So that leads to the first, like, their fight, where he's just like, you're just a silly girl with the flower. And then she's like, it's better to be a silly girl with a flower than a stupid boy with a horse and a stick, which was great. It was well delivered.
Yes, it was like a stick to him, like a jab to him.
Yeah. And after that,
meanwhile, what's his name? Goddamn, Watt.
Oh, he's like, it's called a lance. Hello.
Hello. You gotta love his one-liners in this movie, because he delivers so good. He's so funny, even in Dodgeball.
Dodgeball and Rogue One, dude. I love his little one-liners in these movies.
Yes.
I forgot he was in Dodgeball.
Yeah, and he played
he played the pirate.
He played the droid in Rogue One. So yeah, so that leads to the long string of wins that Ulrich gets while he's on, and then Adamar is at war, like, seeing the wins, and he's like pissed off. And then that leads to, I believe they go to Paris at this point. I think this point they're at Paris or something.
Yeah, they're on the road already. They're on the tournament. Yeah,
because this is the one where they're on their way to Paris, and then he writes the letter to Jocelyn, just saying how he's sorry and all these nice words. I don't have the whole speech written.
Beautiful letter in the world.
Yeah, the most beautiful letter in the world that Watt has to go deliver, and you see, like, her crying as she's reading it. Yeah. The best part is when Watt finally comes back, and he's just like, "Oh, did you give her the letter? Did she read it?" He's like, "Yeah, she read it." And he's just like, and he's just like, sad face. He's like, "She's coming to Paris." And then he's so excited that this leads to him being like, "Well, did she give me anything? Did she leave like a token?" And then he's like,
Watt.
It's like,
she leave a token.
He's like, "Well, what is it? Give it to me, Watt." And then he kisses him on the lips. He kisses on the lips, and then William just goes crazy.
I like his shock though. At first, he's like, she. Oh yes.
It took him a minute to realize.
Yeah,
he's like, wait a minute, did she?
Like, she kissed him. So after that is when she arrives and she flat out tells him, "If you love me, you will lose," and he's like refusing to lose, like as he's talking to her and getting mad. And then of course that first tournament. Well, they before that they did bet all of his people bet that he was going to win the tournament. They pretty much bet everything they had
against the French.
Yeah, against the French. Like pretty much no Frenchman could win. Only pretty much this guy can win, is what their bet was. And apparently, like the Frenchmen are like the best or whatever. So that leads to him at the first tournament or the first round. Like he pretty much just like stops and he's just like, they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know, losing for no reason." Like he's like annoyed. He's annoyed, but he's just like, "Cause I love her, I'm gonna lose."
He loves her, but man, he's like just.
He takes a beating like I did like the montage that they did where he's just taking the beatings and you just see like the stick like the
the splinters.
Yeah, splinters flying everywhere.
Like, pieces of wood. At like, one point, what's her name? Catches Kate, a big chunk of one.
Yeah, the Kate just catches a freaking lance. And finally, the girls like as they're like popping out his arm because he's been beaten up. The girl or his handmaiden comes back and says like, "If you love him, you will win the tournament for her." And I love his line after that when he's ready to go for that next one, and they're like, "Look, it's your one true love," and he's like, "Oh, and how I hate her." I thought that was hilarious. Put him through hell. Yeah, it was a beat.
His body got beat down taking those hits, and it wasn't, it was quite a few. It wasn't just,
it was like just nonstop, like just taking them. So like as throughout this entire time that she knows him as Auric. At the end of this, he does win the tournament, but he has that one night in his tent where she sneaks into his tent, and she confronts him and is just like, "Hey, I know that your guys call you William. Like, is this true?" And he finally is like honest and saying like, "Yes, that's what they call me." That's the moment, I think the first moment where she does like state like she only cares about him. She doesn't care about his name, like who he, like what he's pretending to be. She just cares about who he is. That was a nice little moment with them. It was funny when she says like, I'm the reason why you're put in this hell, or like why he's like beat up and everything. He's like, yeah. You are. Yeah. He's just like honest with her. He's like, "Yeah, this is all your fault."
Yeah, I mean,
this is your fault. So
he's got bandaged ribs and everything.
Yeah. So they do have their nice little night. Jeffrey freaking watched her go in. He's like, bet him well, my lady." I thought that was pretty funny.
And he's like, go, boy. Yeah. Make sure you take care of it.
Yeah. I was like, he's been through hell for you. All right, this comes to my favorite part, which is where they're all traveling back. They talk about like their history, where they're going to London to the World Championship. And you find out like how long everyone's been gone from home, which William, it turned out to be 12 years. Ooh, my voice is cracking. It turns out to be 12 years for William. It goes, and then he has a flashback of when he first left. And I thought this was very sad, like just his father, like giving away his son so that way he can have a better future than he did.
Yeah, a big sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, it's for a cause, but at the same time, yeah, it was kind of sad because like you see him drift away in the boat and he just kind of disappears into the fog.
Yeah, he just says like, "You'll like," he's like, "I don't know, how do I know like to find my way back home?" He's like, "Just follow your feet, son."
Your feet, yeah.
So yeah,
that
like
quote runs a long way. I mean, eventually, that road did lead back to him.
Yeah. So this led to, oh yeah, because it says, "I am afraid I won't know the way back home. Don't be foolish, William. You just follow your feet."
Just follow your eyes like your dad.
I don't think that's how that works, sir. That's so mean.
I will say that I was not convinced of their relationship. Like, this scene was weird to me. Like, you guys take it as sad, and I just thought it was weird. It's like, you're just giving away your son.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I understand the context, but the scene was kind of weird to me. And as like a viewer, I was like, what are you doing? You're just giving him away. But I will say, when they actually get back together in the end, that's a really like heartfelt moment.
Oh yeah, so
like the scene as a kid didn't really sell me, but the ending totally sold me.
Yes. So with that scene, like it shows everyone riding up with the music. The boys are back in town.
Yeah, I love that. Love
It's a
that.
great
jam.
song.
Well, that
Everyone,
scene.
it's like
Yeah.
a parade. Everyone welcoming the knights for the tournament. And then he sees like a young little boy that's like they're waving at him, and it gives him a flashback of like him as a kid. They're
Because he's back home. He's rolling up, where he was brought up from.
Yep. So pretty much this leads to a moment where he's just riding off in his old neighborhood where he was. Sorry, my hair is like in my face. Where his old neighborhood was, and he sees a little girl where he tells her, like, well, she's like, oh, you're Ulrich von Lichtenstein. And then he tells her, like, I'm from here. Like, this is where I was born. And then he ends up finding out that his father was still alive, but he was blind. So he does go and go see his father. This was a moment where, like you see his father working on a net. He kind of like sneaks into the same room as him, and he's just like, my name is Ulrich. He's like, oh, I've heard that name yelled,
Chanted in the arena.
yeah, chanted in the arena. And he's just like, I brought news of your son. And then that's when he like lets go of the net, and he's just like, what? Like what? And then he asks him, he's like, oh, does he live well? He's like, yes. And then he said, what did he say? He said he wanted me to tell you that he's changed his stars or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's where the father like really starts to get like emotional, and he's like, has
And
he
then
followed
that's when he hits him with, did he follow your feet? Did you follow his feet?
Yeah, he's like, did he follow his feet back home? And he's like,
It's
yes.
a pretty cool scene.
And then his father like
Yeah.
reaches out to him, and then like that moment where you see him, like he finally touches his face, and he's just like, hi father, and then he's like, my boy, and like that scene
That's
got
cool.
me. Like I don't know if that was because I like literally just got done with the car wreck and everything, but I was emotional for that scene. So I actually I legit like was tearing and everything like when I saw that scene, because I really do.
Yeah.
I
It's
really
a great
love that
scene.
scene.
It's a really good
No,
scene.
real heartfelt. And then like the fact that he's blind too, so that kind of adds to it because, you would want to be able to see that.
Yeah. So it was very emotional. It was a great scene. They do share like after that, the tears and everything. They have a moment where they're just eating together, and he decides to fix
Catching
his
up.
catching up. Says how he wants to meet his friends and the girl. And then he fixes the roof for his father, which unfortunately, the bad guy Adamar saw him. Which the next morning he's there talking to everyone about his father, and then Jocelyn comes up, and he thinks that this day's gone so much better. That's where she says she has bad news because Adamar has told them that he is not who he is, or who he said that he is. This leads to a very good conversation, honestly, that like I really do like how his character was in this moment, where they're saying like that they're there to arrest him, and he says he's a knight, like he's not going to run away, and Jocelyn's pretty much offering that she would run with him, but because he knows what it's like to be at the bottom of the dumps, he refuses to go back to what he is. He does state that I'm a knight, but he's like a knight in your heart but not on paper, and paper is all that matters to them. And they're pretty much begging him to leave. He asks everybody on his team like what would you do, and they're like, I wish for you to leave, run. And then he just does that. He just does that epic no, I will not run.
Yeah.
I really do like that scene, like where he's just like, I will not run. And then he has that moment where he's like kind of like desperation. He's just like, I'm a knight.
Yeah, he's sticking to his guns, like
Yeah.
I would say this is where you just really hate Adamar as a person.
Oh yeah, you
And
just
you're like, oh my
Yes.
god, what a little bitch, dude. Like, just fight, just do it, fight him one-on-one. Like, you don't even want the opportunity to possibly, win or lose.
yeah, because I feel like he just did this because he's scared.
What a weenie, dude.
Yeah.
Damn
the
shoulder
whole
pads.
time he's just really trying to sabotage him. The whole time he's been messing with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's in the middle of a war and all he cares about is this other guy's win streak. Like, come on,
He's
man.
looking up the results for the
Yeah.
tournaments.
He's like at a battlefield, and he's just like, "Oh, here are the tournament results, sir." He's like, "Oh, those are more important than all these battle plans." And
Yeah.
everything.
And he looks crazy too while he's looking at
He's like, "Work.
all the results. You could
Work.
tell he's been in battle. He looks all jacked up.
He's like losing his shit.
So I thought that was funny.
It's like, that's probably why he got pulled off of the battle. Oh yeah, they said that he was like rummaging through villages and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Prince Edward or whatever pulled him off of it or whatever. So yeah, that's why he was at the tournament to begin with. So yeah, he goes up. He's the people are there to arrest him. He says, I'm here to compete," and they're like, "You're here to get arrested." While he's in jail, Adamar visits him, and pretty much just like he's just there to talk down on him again. He beats him a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then
Gives him a gut check.
yeah, I don't remember what he was saying to that. It's not the same old line that he said before, right? Where he says, "You've been weighed" and all that.
He does say it again.
He does say it again, right? He's like, "You've been
Yeah, I
weighed,
thought
you've been
he's-
measured, and still."
He says,
Says another time.
gain more bearing, Sir Ulrich.
Yeah.
I wish Heath Ledger, like when he was tied up, I wish he would have just spun around and hit him with like the wood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always like imagine like it just goes all like smacking right back to the face or something. So this he gets put up like pretty much tied up like how you seen the old times where they're all on a piece of wood and they're all just head and arms
Oh, yeah,
through
in
the
a
little
stock.
holes. Yeah. People are throwing stuff at them, and then of course his friends come and defend him. After a while, you see 3 hooded figures, maybe 4, just standing. I don't even remember when they got there. I didn't see them there when they showed the whole crowd, but whatever.
They like slipped in. They like
Yeah.
slipped in the crowd like ninjas.
Like, like not noticeable at all apparently, because there's a lot of
No,
people
no.
cloaked and all that. Yeah, everyone takes off their cloaks. It turns out to be Prince Edward. Pretty much telling. He goes over what I believe he states like what he did, right? Well, pretty much it leads everything to where how he showed like everything that he's done is knightly.
Yeah, and he ends up breaking down an explanation for the people,
Yeah,
basically saying that, you know what, y'all got it wrong. He's actually of royal...
ancient line royalty.
Yeah,
Ancient,
ancient.
Yeah.
Ancient, so he doesn't have to say
Royal
exactly where he's
It's
from.
ancient, and he's like, it's my word, so there's no way you can,
Yeah,
come back on it. Don't ever, don't even challenge me. It's my word.
Yeah, you can't even go research it because, it's me.
yeah. So pretty much, he says William has been knightly this entire time. He says, "Your men love you. If I knew nothing else about you, that would be enough." And that's when he tells them, "If I can show you the kindness that you have shown me, take a knee." And then that leads to him becoming a knight.
And then
Finally,
Leonidas
that.
comes out, and he's like, don't take the knee. Never kneel.
Yeah, so if I may repay the kindness he once showed me, take a knee, he becomes a knight. And then he says, "I believe you have a tournament to finish." And
That was pretty awesome, though. But I think, them and their understanding between, like on a knight level,
Mhm.
put aside, that he's a prince. I think that's why, he felt like, you know what, I owe you one. Let me help you out again. I mean, you've been so cool with me, and actually gave me the opportunity to do what I wanted to do, was joust. Other
Yeah.
people were like, no, I'm not gonna hit the prince.
So of course that leads to him arriving at the final round for the championship. We get the douchebag Audemars, who you can tell is intimidated by, or at this point, William Thatcher, arriving, and he sees that his lady's not there. He doesn't know why, but then it shows to a scene where Ademar's going over one of his lances, and you find out that that it's got a pointed tip at the end of under the
tips.
fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What hurts.
It got some sort of he even put some sort of powder, like a lead on there.
He did.
I didn't notice that.
Like
I thought that
when-
was just
like
from when he
when he-
broke it. I thought it was just that
Well, when he-
fell on it.
What was it?
Like the dust.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So
it
I
was
knew
just
that,
from
yeah.
that.
Because they said the
I was like-
fist was made out of sponge sugar and something else.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. So when he breaks it, it's like the full stick.
Looks crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So when he breaks it, you see that it's tipped. You see the first round. You know that William's pretty much pissed at him, but that he's going to take his revenge on him during this round or during this game. They both go at each other. They both hit each other, I believe, but he takes the spear, or it's pretty much a spear at this point. You see it just sticking. It's just sticking out there.
Yeah.
You see that he is very injured. They pull it out, and they see that that it is tipped, and they know that the guy was cheating. I don't know why they didn't say anything, but I guess because he still wanted to beat him fair and square. I don't know.
Maybe.
So he doesn't say anything, but the fact that he's just like, I gotta do this, like I gotta play through it. So he tries to go for a second round, but he can't. He can't hold on to the lance. He can't.
Lance.
Yeah, he just can't hold the lance right. So when he goes, he drops it, and then he just takes another hit. So now he's down 2-0. He asks them to take off his armor, and says that he has to keep it off because he can't breathe. And then he couldn't grip the lance still, so he asked them to latch it to me arm, the way he says it. And this leads to Jocelyn arriving with his father. So he sees
that was pretty cool.
That was pretty great that she brought him there, and he's there with next to the freaking prince. So he's there with Jocelyn, and right,
he just like
no, Gary, it's not like that.
And they're adjusting his head. No, it's this way. Oh.
That is not what happened there, but so that leads to Jeffrey pretty much having to stall time because they're trying to latch the lance to his arm.
Yep.
He does his little thing where he's just like, I forgot to do my introduction. And he pretty much tells a whole new story about how a guy from your very own, the people's champion, and then he's like, he even introduces the father. The part that I kind of I can't get over is the fact when he's just like, Sir, does he say Sir William so fast that you just don't hear William? Because after that you just hear Thatcher. Do y'all remember that?
I hear William.
I didn't hear it. I don't know why.
William.
I heard just Sir he just said it so weirdly. I just heard Thatcher at the end of it. But anyways, so he gets introduced. Finally, he's ready to go, and you just have that moment where he's just like, he has his eye. He pretty much he has his eye on the target. So for the final round, him and Adamar go at each other, and William, there holding on to the lance that's latched onto his arm, just looks at him and yells William, and then just smacks the guy.
William.
Yeah, because they said
William!
I think it was just a motivation that Watt gave him when he said that's your name that they're chanting right now.
Yeah.
So he yells it too because it's the first time he actually gets to say I am William, this is me. Because he's been going after another name this entire time, and then he just freaking slams out that lance right into him. And that guy just flies off his horse. That one's
probably got to be the hardest hit throughout the. Besides him unhorsing that one guy.
Yeah, that got crushed.
Remember, the one that got crushed by the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But they rooted him on though. They were like, that guy's taxed his village 3 times this year. So
yeah. And that's what
you gotta knock him out.
They're it's probably true. We don't know, but
it's probably true.
So, yeah, he makes Adamar pretty much fly. And then as he's right before he falls, it's just everyone standing around him giving him the speech that he's been giving William this entire time. But it's just right back at him. And
you've been weighed.
Yep.
You've been measured.
And so with that, it leads to Adamar losing. Everyone's celebrating that William won. The father is excited that he wins, even though he couldn't see it.
But they're rooting though. He's like,
yeah. So it just everyone's celebrating that he won. He is who they were rooting for.
He really was a people's champ.
Yeah.
He came up from nothing to literally the whole crowd loving this guy.
Yes.
It's a pretty cool moment. And in his little flashback, they taught him with the exact same thing that he said with the weighted, measured, and found waiting.
Yep.
Nice little throwback.
Yeah, so the entire scene was pretty awesome. It's just there, everyone's celebrating around him. everyone's like super excited that he won, and that leads to him having his moment with Jocelyn. I don't know why I said Jasmine. He's having that moment with Jocelyn, and it pretty much just goes to the end where you see Jeffrey talking about how he's just like, I think I'll write this down, The Knight's Tale, and then that's when it leads to the Canterbury Tales, Gary.
Well, credits.
Yes, but he also is like, oh, you're gonna include us? He's like, nope, I'm not. He's like, I'm not gonna include any of this. Like author's choice. It's the artistry. And it's true. The Knight's Tale and the Canterbury Tales has nothing to do with the story. It's totally different.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was the end of the movie. We get more interesting music that's nowhere near this time, but it's okay.
Good for the years.
Yeah. So overall, what did y'all think of the movie when y'all watched it?
Man, I got hooked. I love that modern twist, a little bit of that modern twist on the, like we've been talking about, the music wise, fused with that, for that time. I mean, right off the bat when you get We Will Rock You, that is an awesome scene. Plus, everyone in the background is like, we will. They're singing it too. So I like that. Even the guys that are like real proper, like the lords, they're like, we will. They're over there singing it, lip singing it.
Best part.
Yeah. You got the whole crowd going crazy.
Yeah. What about you, Gary? I know you said you did enjoy it or something like that.
What you want.
Your overall thoughts on the movie?
What you want.
I thought the movie was awesome. I don't know if I knew about this movie in 2001. I'm not sure.
Probably not.
It probably would have been something I watched at the time, but yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought it was really funny. I think Jeffrey Chaucer is probably my favorite character in here.
Yes, definitely.
I thought it was like a really good balance of being heartfelt and funny and action-packed. Like I thought it was a really good balance overall. Yeah, man. Probably the only negative thing I have is the dance scene, and that's really nothing in the scope of the whole movie. I thought I forgot her name, the love interest in this movie.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. I thought Jocelyn was actually like a really well-written female character, because right off the bat she's already saying like, I live in this patriarchal society and I'm rejecting it, and I'm laughing in church, and I'm like more modern than most women. I thought their relationship was really good, and she was just a really good actress. She was a good actress in 30 Days and 30 Nights too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was a good movie.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
I'd watch it again.
So this should be as no surprise, but this is my first time watching this movie. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, like I knew in the first couple minutes I was really going to enjoy this movie because it hooked me. Most of the movies we've done on this were action movies for the most part with very little comedy. This is to me more on the comedy side compared to what we watched together, or at least that I've been a part of with you guys. But it was funny. It was a good story. I got behind William Thatcher very early, and then my favorite by far was Jeffrey because he's just hilarious. But it was a good, wholesome movie. Love the music. Again, music had nothing to do at the time. It didn't fit. But you know what? I didn't care. If I can hear Queen any day, I'll take it.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite things was like the character development in this movie. This is like especially Jocelyn's character where she knows what she wants for the most part, and then like how she says like how most guys are just there for a trophy. They don't care what the girl says and stuff like that. And William was pretty much like backing everything that she wanted. I think probably the only part that I didn't like about the relationship was the whole you'll lose and then you'll win. And it's just like up until then, it felt like she knew everything that she wanted, and it's just like during that part, I felt like she didn't know what she wanted, and I was just like, okay, it's a little.
I feel like she was just testing
it's a little high school here, but it's okay.
She also has been lied to the entire time.
Yeah, but she did.
It's a decent revenge.
Yeah, it's like a little thing like that.
Even though it had nothing to do with him.
Yeah. But no, other than that, like I do enjoy all the characters, Jeffrey Watt, Kate, and Roland, those are probably like the best kind of sidekicks you can have. They're very equally, they kind of like equal everything out together. Especially the scene like where Watt and Jeffrey go at each other all the time, but the scene where like after Adamon had like said those words to him, and then like Watt's going after him, and you just see Jeffrey push him back over. He's like, "Very done, my lord."
Very good, my lord.
He just like
Very
pushes
good.
him back over. Was there anything specifically that y'all wanted to maybe get like break down or anything like that? Gary, I see your face.
I love how this movie, and you already had talked about it, but how the main female character is a lot different than most movies where she's actually a strong, independent woman, compared to the fair maiden who falls in love instantly and will do anything for her love interest. This one, she kind of made him work for it a little bit more realistic.
It's like the roles were swapped.
Exactly. Yeah, it was kind of a nice little change, and I did appreciate that. And then, of course, Fred Flintstone. Who doesn't love Fred Flintstone?
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
that do.
Surprised he didn't say that.
I don't think he
It's
could.
hilarious too.
He had the same laugh that he did in the Flintstone movies, though. I thought it was funny.
Which Dad just
Well,
watched.
Well, when he said "yeah," it brought me to Fred Flintstone. So I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yabba-dabba-doo. I don't know why that sounded like Scooby Doo.
Did any of y'all have anything written down that y'all wanted to go over? I saw Gary's face. I don't know if that really meant anything.
I have written down Isaiah is my bestest friend ever.
I don't know if I have anything for the movie, but I'll say that I haven't seen really that many Heath Ledger movies.
Missing out, dude.
Yeah, included Dark Knight. Like, okay, that's it. But
Missing
I'll
out.
say that I don't know about you guys, but when I was watching this movie, I could not see the Joker at all. Like, I can't believe this guy went from. I mean, he didn't go from this movie to the Joker, but I can't believe this guy is the Joker.
Yep.
Like, I don't see it at all, and that's just pretty amazing for his character in that movie. I kept trying like the whole movie to see it. Like, okay, this guy's the Joker. Do you see anything?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, I don't see it at all.
See, like this
No,
movie,
yeah.
this movie is like where I'm like, okay, this is the Heath Ledger I know, because he's just a completely different person from the Joker. So
Yeah, and his
he's a phenomenal
roles
actor.
even before the Joker, though, like I mean,
he's got great
completely
roles.
completely different. Yeah.
Like, I know he's in Brokeback Mountain, but I've never seen that. And
Isaiah's
past
favorite
that,
movie?
I don't know.
Most definitely not true. So another one that I would definitely recommend that I feel like we should do is The Patriot, because that is another one of Heath Ledger's like big.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, Heath
Oh,
Ledger.
his younger years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
another great performance.
Monsters Ball was pretty good too.
Never seen that.
Brothers Grimm.
The Brothers Grimm.
is okay.
It's not bad.
I remember
It's like
that one.
it's like a crappier version of Van Helsing. It's about the best way I can explain it, honestly.
He's not wrong.
Let's see if I have anything right here. If y'all do have anything, just let me know. Okay, yeah, I do see the part that Gary was talking about. I did know that some of the homeless people, or that some of the extras were homeless people from Prague.
From Prague.
Yeah, and then it did say Paul Bettany did develop a laryngitis from all that yelling that he had to do.
I mean, I don't blame him.
That's weird. I will say also that this is a really quotable movie, which I don't think modern movies are that quotable anymore. Like, I'm thinking back to Austin Powers or other like comedies of early 2000s where
Mhm.
all of them, like, you go out of the theater saying like 3 to 4 different lines. But I don't feel like modern movies, you don't really have a quote along anymore. You don't really take that away anymore.
Yeah, this is true.
Some
There's so
classic-
many lines. Even like, I mean, we said quite a few during this already. So
Yeah, I don't know the context, but I wrote down Geoffrey Chaucer. He's like, trudging, the act of
Trudging.
trudging to trudge. Yeah.
the slow,
Oh.
weary.
So it says right here that there was a period of about a year in Geoffrey Chaucer's life when historians have no records of what happened to him. This film is supposed to be set in that year.
No.
That's what. No, that's just like what they're
That's a-
stating. Like it's just like a joke. Like it's not like
That's
legit.
such a stretch. That's funny though.
That's just like.
Cock-a-doodle me once. Cock-a-doodle me twice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has anything else to say. I was trying to see if that part where the horse fell on that guy, that honestly felt like that guy got hurt.
I feel like he
Heavy.
shattered his leg, one of those legs.
Because that yell, that whole part after the horse, when the horse was trying to get up and he's just still laying there, like, I feel like that's...
Yeah.
Gotta hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did laugh at one of the scenes where Adamar's like servant was like still trying to do a speech just like, you know, Jeffrey's.
Jeffrey.
There's one, let me see, I think I have it right here.
And you see him messing with him.
Oh yeah, during that entire time he's like messing with him with that little mirror.
He's got
into the sunlight.
a mirror that he's using to blind him.
Yeah.
With the sun, he's like using it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up that speech. It's right here somewhere. So I know I saw it. I just can't remember that guy's name.
I just realized what he says in one of those lines in that
Yeah,
speech.
that's why I'm bringing it up. That's why I'm looking for it right now. I want to see what he said fully. Because
man.
that show was hilarious. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. What is it? What is his name? Jermaine? Oh yeah. All right. So he says, "My lord, the Count Adamar, son of Philip de Vitry, son of Gilles, master of free companies, defender of his enormous manhood, a shining example of chivalry and champagne."
Champagne.
Awesome.
During that entire time was when Jeffrey was like flashing the mirror into his eyes. It was hilarious.
I like how he mocks him. He's like, "You're good. You're very good."
Yeah. He's like giving him a clap and everything.
But yeah, I love how though when Jeffrey comes in, you see how the crowd has grown to love him because every time he comes out and he's like, and everyone else not sitting on a cushion, everyone goes crazy.
Yeah, because like he's like trying to please the people in front of him, like the royalty, and then he's like, "Well, they're not gonna listen, so let's talk to everyone else, the people."
Yeah.
So he made him feel like
And
equals.
everyone goes crazy for him.
Yeah, because that part where he's just like, "Today we are all equals because we are all going to be at the presence of this person," and then like you even see the royalty looking at him like, "Excuse you?"
They're like, "Wait, what? Wait." I like how they they look at each other and they're like, "Wait, what is he talking about?" I don't
It's
know.
like, did he just say?
Equal.
What did he just say?
What do you say?
Yeah. So
That was cool.
If there's nothing else y'all wanted to bring up before we close out, because I know Gary, you got to get ready to start packing.
Yeah, dude.
That's it.
Alrighty. All right, so for our listeners, like I mentioned before in previous episodes, we are on YouTube. We actually have a new setup. I think y'all should definitely check it out. It took a little while to get that working, so
Put some good time into that.
video editing is in progress, just like everything else.
Listeners, come out of the shadows.
Come and check out the YouTube. But of course, if you cannot check us out on YouTube, we do have Spotify, we do have Apple Podcasts. Like always, give us a like, comment, subscribe on either channel, especially in the Instagram and the Twitter, and everyone is pointing, so I will see y'all later.